Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. and I feel like it's been a while since I did a good unboxing. Although that said, I'm not entirely sure where this one will go because it's not like a giant miniature unboxing like the big ones I used to do. This is going to have a few miniatures, but it's all the new Primal stuff, and I'm excited about the new Primal stuff, which is why I wanted to do this. I used to do a lot of unboxing. Oh, by the way, oh my gosh, it's been so long since I said this. Wow, it really has been a while. So, this is an unboxing and rambling. If you watch my unboxings, you'll know that my unboxings and ramblings are a little bit about the game, and also a lot about me just talking about things. So if you're expecting a lot of information about Primal, I'll tell you what this expansion content is, but also it's me just talking about stuff. But outside of that, this is, now that I've done my disclaimer and all that things, let's go ahead and dive into this. This is new expansion content for Primal. We have some card sleeve boxes. That's one of the things over here. We have the Primal, the Nightmare expansion 2, giving you basically nightmare modes for all the various things. So if anyone wants nightmare modes for all the various bosses, you have that now. We have the Heart of the Wild expansion. This is going to give you 2 new characters, I believe, if I recall correctly. And then we have 5 separate biomes expansion, giving you new little maps and small little rules changes for you to play with. Okay, great. Now I've talked about Primal. Let's go back to what I was talking about. So let's save the Heart of the Wild expansion for last. I will timestamp everything down below, so you'll be able to catch all that properly. Let's talk about what I was talking about a second ago, which is, let's do the sleeve boxes first, because I think they're just empty boxes that are to cover your to hold your cards. So I was saying how I used to do a lot more unboxings, and I kind of stopped for a long time for a variety of reasons. I haven't done an unboxing in a while. I don't think so. I'll have to check the channel, but like I feel that warning I just gave of like, hey, it's an unboxing and rambling and blah blah blah. I don't really talk about the game except I do a little bit. I feel like the reason I haven't done that in a while is because I haven't gotten giant big boxes full of miniatures in a while. I stopped backing a lot of things. Here we go. Here's our card sleeve box over here. Let's open it up. Let's zoom in a bit more. I don't need to be zoomed in that much. There we go. I used to back a whole lot of big box miniatures games, and I got miniature fatigue over time. Not miniature fatigue, but like fatigue over just getting something because it's big and it has miniatures. Not to mention all the Simon deliveries that aren't happening. Definitely slow down my ability to unbox things while being excited about them, because there are some things coming that I would be excited for. When Deceased comes, there will be an unboxing. When DC United comes, there will be an unboxing. When Cthulhu Death May Die comes, there will be an unboxing. Also, this is an empty sleeve box, which is what I expected to happen. So that's your empty sleeve box for the new content. They're organizing it nicely so you can put all your cards in these 2 boxes, which I will do at some point, as opposed to the giant ridiculous sleeve box that honestly is kind of stupid. That's the original Primal box. So I will definitely have unboxing and ramblings for you. I just have had less games that I'm excited for. And I don't like doing unboxings when I'm not excited about the game. I've done it. I've done it when I'm not excited. I regret it every single time. Sometimes a publisher sends me a game and they're like, oh, I'll unbox it. And then I realize I'm not actually excited about it. Like, it's not something I necessarily backed, or it's not something I would have backed. Like, I could be excited if I did back it. I could be excited if I would have backed it. But sometimes I'm like, I think the biggest one was League of Dungeoneers. Was that what it was? This is going to be another empty box, by the way, but at this point I feel committed. League of Dungeoneers was, there you go, empty box. Was a game that I was sent the game, and I was like, oh, I'll unbox it, sure. And then I realized I was more excited about the potential of it, but I didn't actually know enough to really be excited, and that's one of those like few unboxing videos I do regret doing. Again, because, not again, but the reason I regret those is because I feel that an unboxing can be a variety of things. It can be very informational and dry, which is great. I think lots of people do that very well. That's just not my jam. It could be something you're excited about, which is usually my jam. I'm usually excited about the things I'm unboxing. Like, I'm very excited. I love Primal. Primal's amazing. But the problem with that is, if it's something you're excited about, which usually my things are, then when you're not excited about it, it feels almost like a lie. It's like, hey, here's this cool thing that I'm not super excited about, but it's also cool. And now you're like selling hype and buzz, which I don't love doing. Like, I have no problem loving a game. If I want to give a game a oh my gosh, by the way, there's a new game that I'm not even going to say what it is because I don't want to ruin it right now, and I still need to play it at least another time. I've already played it a few times, but I want to get like one more play in for sure before I review it. I have another 5 out of 5 coming this year. I am so happy. It's not a 2025 game, by the way. It's a 2024 game, but I'm only playing in 2025. I am so happy right now. I love this game. When I'm excited about something, I have no problem sharing it and shouting it from the rooftops. When I'm not excited about things, I don't want to sound like I am. This is your Nightmare expansion over here. So we got Nightmare cards. Honestly, I'm not going to go through this a ton because I haven't really played the Nightmare stuff in Primal very much, or at all. I have to double check if I may not have played the Primal stuff at all. This is like, you know, the variant, looking for experienced hunters to put their skills to the test. Primal base game required. It gives you the nightmare modes, which I'm not honestly excited about this because, you know, I can be transparent about it. I love Primal. Don't care for the Nightmare expansion because I haven't gotten that part yet. I find Primal to be plenty of challenge as it is, which, by the way, I got wrong in my initial review. My initial review, I don't know if I was playing it wrong or what happened. If you look at not my way back 4 years ago review, my review of Primal when it actually came out, and I was super excited for it, and I love Primal, I was like, my one critique is that it's a little too easy at first or something like that. So I can't remember, something along those lines. No, it's not. I don't know if I was playing it wrong. I don't know what was happening, but like as I continue to play it more and more, I'm like, no, it was not too easy. Maybe I just had 2 or 3 games where the cards came out because the game has a sequence. You play a few at the early level, then the middle. If I recall correctly, my complaint was that early game it can be a bit too easy before the monsters power up. But I either played it wrong and then realized later because it's no longer easy, or I played it right and just had the cards sequence and come out perfectly, such that I was like, oh, the blessings of the gods favor upon me, this game is too easy. It is not too easy. Primal is great. It will ramp up, things will get difficult, you'll power up, it is so satisfying, I adore Primal. I also don't care for the Nightmare expansion because I don't know when I'll get to it. I'm not saying I won't, I'm saying I don't know when I'll get to it. Anyways, we got cards for the various, these are just stronger, like you have to know Primal to be excited about this stuff, but this gives you cooler, stronger cards, so you can play each character in their even stronger mode, so you can do that. These are just, you know, cards for all the characters that don't currently have a Nightmare mode. That's not something I'm excited about, because I can just show you a bunch of cards, and it's like I could try to pull out a monster and really go through the nuances and the differences, but that's a whole lot of work. We're not going to do that. And I'd also have to have the cards from the original Primal and put them back side by side and be like, oh my gosh, look, it's doing this instead of that. It's so much cooler. It's a scary, big bad scary. Later. Anyways, we got these over here. So that's the situation with unboxing. So it's been a while. I wonder if like I've skipped on unboxing recently because has it just been that long since I've received a big box game that I'm excited about? It might be that long. Like the last one might have been Apex. Is that what it was? Like it might simply have been. It might be. Yeah. It may have been a long time since the last big box game that I'm excited about. That's what I think it has to be, because if there was something I came in that I was excited about, I would do it. There's a lot of prototypes, but I don't do prototype unboxings very frequently. Occasionally I have. Way back in the day I used to do it more. But again, I really don't like to now. I feel like a prototype unboxing is like, you know, like way back I did it with ISIS Vanguard and like a few of those games when I was first getting into big box prototypes. And maybe there's a demand for it. I just find myself less excited about prototypes. Sure, the final game, when I have all the boxes, I'll do it. But an unboxing of a prototype just to box it later, I think I've gotten into my old man YouTube years where I'm like, get off my lawn, you grumpy kids. Well, no, I'm the grumpy one. Get off my lawn and your, you know, clickbait videos and you're excited about everything. I think I've settled down. I think that's what it is. I used to be envious because Tom Vassell on the Dice Tower always had these Tom's boring unboxing videos. And I was always like, why are you being so chill about everything? Why, like, I'm excited about all these things and you're so chill. And I think he's just in grumpy old man mode, and I just took time to get there. So I like being in grumpy old man mode to an extent, but I also like being excited about things. It's both, which is why this game I'm so excited for. Anyways, not this game. Primal, yes, I mean this game too. But the other game that I'm not telling you about, it's really, really good. It's really good. I like it. I like it. It's cool. Anyways, over here, Primal, the Biome expansion, Endless Swamp and Nightmare. I will not be diving into the rules on these things because I don't want to. I don't want to read rules in an unboxing video. And recently, by the way, I will say, some of my unboxing videos recently, I have specifically, these are just a lot of playmats in their own individual boxes. This feels like complete overkill. I do not need 5 boxes for these playmats. The question is, how am I going to do this? Like, what am I going to do? Am I just going to put all the playmats in one box? I could. I should. Do I need the unboxings? Do I need the boxes for any content? I don't think so. I like the art. The art's great. It's nice to have some, like, nice, fun-looking biomes. Look at this. Look at this. We got a swamp, which is okay. And then we have the fire pit. Primal's a whole different game now because we have, you know, these things over here. I mean, there's something about this over here. So we got a mechanic going on here. I don't know if we needed a new board for that, but, like, I mean, I'm happy to have it. We have a bunch of tokens. There are tokens over here. We got tokens. And then we have these rules, which I'm going to look at now. Let's take a look over here. We have the biome rules. We have the table of contents expansion overview. So how to use biomes. Each biome features unique artwork, comes with special rules to create a distinct gameplay experience. Campaign mode, okay, expedition mode. Follow the biome rules on page 3. Use setup configuration. Create your own scenario. Each biome can be used with any monster in the game. To create your own custom scenario, simply choose a biome, set the scene, then select the monster, aggression level, terrain setup. Okay, so we have interesting things over here. So we have little notes on the monsters. So you have to have like, oh, we'll use at least one Bathanus. No restrictions. Use one plateau and at least one rock. I like this. Okay, so this is telling you how to create your own scenarios with the biomes, which is nice. Okay, great. Then we have biome rules. We have Nightmare over here, which is going to be the fire one. Then we have Endless Swamp. What else do we have? Biome setup for Expedition mode. So we have, okay, so we have specific setups against the various creatures. So that's what the next of these boards are going to be. Okay, so not necessarily every creature, but, giving you a few things to go through. So let's go ahead and read what the Nightmare mode does. This section provides a detailed explanation of the rules. I know I told you I wasn't going to read it all, but I kind of want to understand a little bit about how biomes work, and so I'm not going to read all of the biomes, but let's find out what the fire one does, because the fire one looks cool. In this biome, each player's base weapon damage is considered equal to the weapon level if needed, rounded down if needed. Each player's base weapon damage is considered equal to the weapon level. Okay. At the start of round 4, that's after this over here, each player gains a transformation token. That's going to be one of these tokens over here. Okay. And places it near their hunter board with a human side face up. From that point on, the following rules apply. To restore their base weapon damage to its printed value, a player must transform. When you play 3 offensive cards in a row, flip your transformation token to its monster side. Your base weapon damage is now restored to its printed value for the rest of the fight. A player who has flipped the transformation token to the monster side can no longer perform or receive assists. Am I missing anything? This is purely a limitation. Which is fine, but it's just purely a limitation on the player. Because you either are dealing less damage, or alternatively, when you transform, it goes back, but you can no longer perform or receive assists. Okay, so the Nightmare mode is purely a limitation on the player. Let's read Endless Swamp 2. This biome uses a bag with 16 toxic fume tokens. This is the bag over here. Very, very fancy bag. Doing setup, shuffle all tokens. Oh, this is a good time to note, this stuff is technically not final. So, when I make a joke about how it's a fancy bag, the real bag might actually be fancy. This stuff is prototype adjacent. The fumes rise. The biome uses a tag with 16 toxic fume tokens. Shuffle all tokens. Then draw 1 token per player and place in the sector of the board indicated on the back of the token. So we have these sectors on the back of the token. Shows it where it goes. Throughout the game, at the start of each round, draw 1 token from the bag, place it in the indicated sector. Tokens remain on the board until players are instructed to pick them up. The following rules apply. At the end of your turn, if you're in a sector containing 1 or more toxic fume tokens, pick 1 of them up and place it on your hunter board. A player who accumulates 3 toxic fume tokens upon receiving the third one is eliminated from the game. If you're in a sector containing 1 or more toxic fume tokens, pick 1 of them up and place it on your hunter board. If you accumulate 3 toxic fumes, you're eliminated from the game. So again, it's a limitation. I'm not opposed to this. I am curious if some of them give you boons. What I kind of would have liked here, I still like having this. What I kind of would have liked, I think I would have loved it if they had, if each biome had a pro and a con. Something that helps you and something that hurts you. And then you could do on easy mode, ignore the thing that hurts you. On hard mode, ignore the thing that helps you. On normal mode, use both. I think that would have been my preferred way to do a biome expansion. But this is box 1. Now I kind of feel like I want to read all of them, unfortunately. I know that wasn't, and I'm probably going to consolidate these, but I'm going to open them all up first and go from there. Alright, let's go through number 2 over here. So apparently, by the way, this is going to be more informational than I had planned, because I actually think I kind of want to read all of the things to you now. So our next one over here is the Goldarks and Thunder Mountains. So we have some more biomes. I do like having these biomes automatically without knowing anything else. I like the variety of the maps. The maps are cool. I can't get this off here. The maps are cool to just visually. So honestly, even if you're playing with base game rules, it's nice to have a bunch of playmats so that every single time I play Primal, it's different. All for the price of a thin playmat. And by the price, I mean the storage capacity aspect of it. These are nice to have. So we got playmat number 2. Playmat number 2 is we have our Goldark and Thunder Mountains. I assume this is Goldark, and I assume this is Thunder Mountains. But honestly, I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure I'm right. Okay, we have our biome expansion. Let's go through the rules. They have the same basic concept as far as, create your own scenario, all of those things. Our biome rules for Goldarks. During rounds 2, 5, 8, 9, and 10. So that's going to be highlighted. Let's do the Thunder Mountains because I'm already over here. Thunder Mountains. During the movement phase, a player suffers damage equal to the monster's aggression level, unless they move by paying the stamina cost of their movement. When the round markers are on rounds 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, and 10, the damage suffered from this effect is doubled. So once again, during the movement phase, you suffer damage equal to the monster's aggression level, unless they move by paying the stamina cost of their movement with a dodge card. Okay, so you're just more incentivized. Movement is usually so you don't get aggro, or you don't get whatever the term is, but this time it's more. So you're just moving to avoid damage too. Okay, again, another restriction over here. Goldarks. Let's flip the board over here because there's a sideboard on this. We got these little side tracks. So we have During rounds 2, 5, 8, 9, and 10, whenever a player or the monster suffers damage, the damage is doubled. When you inflict a wound to the monster during these rounds, remove any excess damage. This I like. This I like. Okay, so this one, Goldarks is currently my favorite. Do you know why Goldarks is my favorite? Because from the various things, it's not even about hard. I don't even care about the hard, but like, if you're just doing a difficulty modifier, if that's all it is, and it's just saying, hey, here's a way to make the game more difficult, I don't mind that, but I thought it was more than that. And Goldarks, to me, is more than that. Because the other ones are all exclusively worst for the player, and Goldarks is like, hey, you might take double damage, but you also might deal double damage. So I like that. Goldarks is currently my favorite. Maybe I'll do a gameplay with Goldarks. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue. We got 3 more biomes to go through, which apparently I'm reading all of them. But I am learning more about the biome expansions, what they do. I do hope there are more that are pro and con. Again, I really like the pro and con. Again, that's a good one where you could say on easy mode, you deal double damage. On hard mode, you only take double damage. That would be a very easy way to do it. Reggie Games, there's still development time. You can change all of this stuff. You don't have to change all this stuff. Ooh, I like the art. I like the art, I will say that. So we have our Nizmarga over here, Nizmarga on one side, and I'll show you the other side after, because now that I'm realizing I'm going to be covering all the things anyway. Ooh, we have these over here, all that stuff. I like this system. Something to do with you play certain cards, unless it's going to be like you take damage unless you play those cards. Next to each round, you can find 1 or 2 icons representing action types. Each time during the game, the round marker advances. All players must recycle a card from the hand, matching the colors shown for the current round. If a player cannot recycle a card of that color, they suffer 1 damage equal to monster aggression level. If 2 color icons are shown, you must recycle 1 card of each color. If they cannot recycle both, they suffer damage as described above. So you could argue that cycling is helpful. Recycling the card is helpful. I think this just feels like, again, another restriction. I want more mixed ones. I like that. But we have the Sunset Plains over here. Sunset Plains. By the way, again, I love the aesthetic and art of all of these. I will be using these regardless of whether I use the actual abilities. On rounds 2, 5, and 8, which, by the way, I do like, but I do think the way this kind of merges into those does feel a little unclear. On rounds 2, 5, and 8, all action cards played during that round are considered blank. When the action card is blank, it's treated as if it has no ability text. However, its effect based on skill color still applies. Blank maneuver card still removes 1 struggle. That is my least favorite map. The entire fun of Primal is your action cards. I will never play Sunset Plains. That's not entirely true. I might play Sunset Plains. But as of right now, if I had to make a guess about which one I'm least likely to play, it would be Sunset Plains. I don't mind a restriction, but like I want to maintain the flow of not the flow, I want to maintain the fun parts of the game. When you simply take away, like I mentioned DC United earlier, my least favorite thing in the United system is how their basic difficulty scaling is you remove the fun cards that let you do fun things. Like you you double wild, it's gone now. And I'm like, make the game harder, don't make me less fun. That map makes the player less fun. It's not just a restriction, it's like, hey, you can't do fun things anymore. You know that deck you just built? 3 out of the 10 rounds of the game, you're not using it. Do not like that. We have the Primal expansion, Crystal Caves and Flooded Wilds. We got more tokens this time, so we're back to having tokens, although I'm missing a token. It's probably somewhere here. There we go. Here's our token that we're missing. There, we can put that down there. Then we're going to put that to the side, and then we'll reveal the maps, because again, I love the art in all of those. By the way, it doesn't hurt that I think that the one I just was upset about is probably my least favorite one visually too, because it's like almost like too light. But we have our Crystal Caves, and let's go ahead and see what Crystal Caves do. Crystal Caves. This was far more informative than I have intended. I apologize for that to those of you who wanted less informative. This biome uses a bag with 16 colored crystal tokens. So again, we got those crystal tokens over here that will have different colors in them and go in different zones. During setup, shuffle all tokens, draw 1 token per player, placed in the sector of the board indicator on it. Throughout the game at the start of each round, draw 1 token from the bag, placed in the indicated sector. The tokens act as resources the players can use during the fight. Okay. When a player plays a stamina cost to play a card, they can remove a crystal token of the same color as that card from the sector to reduce that stamina cost by 1. At the end of round 6, the cavern collapses and the game ends. Oh, wow. Okay. So you have help to play your cards, but you only have 6 rounds. So again, I don't mind that as much. This is, again, it's a pro and con. This is another one. I like the other one more, I think, the double damage one, but this is probably my second favorite one because pros and cons. Then we have the Flooded Wilds. Flooded Wilds is going to have floods. Okay. We have the Tide Rises. The biome introduces a new water type, deep water. The expansion includes a new token, which we saw over here. Here's your deep water token. Is it double-sided? It is. We have the front and the back. If you use this, okay, we can ignore that. During rounds 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. So 2, 3, 5, 6, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. The tide rises, and with it, the water level rises. At the start of these rounds, flip all water in play to the deep water side. Flip them back to the water side at the end of the round. While players in a sector with deep water, their sequence limit is reduced to 3. And when refilling their hand, they must consider their hand size limit reduced by 1, drawing 1 less card than usual. So, because it's only in the sectors that have deep water, again, I don't like things that let me have less fun, and me playing less cards does feel less fun, but that's not a pure across the board, that's partially avoidable. I don't mind when there are restrictions that make things less fun, when the players can also work their way around them, because then the fun of the game is me trying to optimize my sequence and my choices, so I'm like, oh, I can deal 3 more damage because I'll attack you from the rear, but then I'm in a sequence of deep water, so now there's a trade-off, now there's strategy around it. So again, while I don't like playing less cards, I can still appreciate the tactical challenge it offers, as opposed to just simply removing all my cards' text. I'm still annoyed with that one. Anyways, we got one more box to go over here before we dive into the new characters expansion, which I will not be reading through all the new characters, but we will briefly show you them. Let's go ahead and look at Walter and Frozen Wastes. Okay, that's our new last one, our last biome expansion. And we have our board that our rulebook, which we'll be reading, because apparently, again, we are doing all of these. We have some fire board over here. And then we have rules. At the start of each round, each player discards the top X cards of the deck, where X equals the current round number. So you discard 1 card, then 2, then 3. Lava crossings, that's just across the board. That's what this one is. So your deck's cycling faster, which is good and bad. Especially if you're the archer, then it's really good. Lava crossing, when a player doing their movement crosses the lava river that cuts diagonally across the board, okay, they suffer burning. The image below shows the specific movements that trigger burning. So if you go from here to here, or here to here, you get burnt. I don't mind that. I'm not like obsessed with it, but I don't mind it. And then we have over here, we have this one. The Frozen Race doing rounds 1, 3, 5, 8, 9, and 10. Wait, no. Wait, 1, 3, 5, 8, 9, 10. Yes, okay. All players' mastery cards are considered blank. From round 8 onwards, all mastery cards are permanently blank. So again, your mastery is not as bad as your deck, but just less fun stuff. So mastery cards trees have had no focus ability. I will say, here's the deal. I'm still excited about all the Primal stuff, but now that I've read through some of these biomes I think are very, very cool. Some of these biomes feel like less fun ways to play the game. I'm still happy they all exist, and I kind of want to make like house rules for, like, I don't know. I want to figure out rules for some of these, because I love the idea of having 10 different biomes, all with pros and cons to them. But right now it's a mix of difficulty modifiers, which I don't mind, and then some things which are pros and cons, which I really like, and then some things which just make the game a little less fun for me. So excited, and I love the artwork of them. A drop less excited than I was before. And then we have this expansion over here, which is going to have our new characters, which I assume has miniatures in it. We shall see, because again, pre-production and all that. Let's see what we got in our Heart of the Wild expansion. So, Heart of the Wild. Let's go ahead and open this up, show you what we got, and see what we have. Here's our new which we won't go through. We have Zerai over here, our spear. And then we have over here, we have Drusk, our war drum. Okay, and then we have the basics. Swift in movement, lethal in execution. The spears are trained to watch, to wait, and to act. Knows that desperate charges, no brute force. A single piercing strike is enough to drive a monster's heart into its fate. I love the idea of that. I want to play as her. Okay, Drusk. Your hands know the pulsing rhythm of the Heart of the Wild. As long as the war drum thunders, the blood of hunters burns with fury. Will your chant rise louder than the voice of the dragon? Okay, this is kind of giving me flashbacks to, like, playing Guild Wars back in the day, because I love Guild Wars, and when they had new characters come out, like, there's a whole new, like, meta. I feel like this is a whole new meta. So we have our miniatures over here, which will be, I'll zoom in a little bit. Well, I'll just put them up to the camera. Here's our spear and our war drum. So these are the 2 miniatures. Miniatures are great, but, like, we're just talking about, like, 2 miniatures is all we got. And then we have our cards, which I will go through some things, but I don't want to go crazy about it. But honestly, this is my most exciting thing, easily by far. New characters, new boards, new things, and let me see if I can get this open without damaging the cards, because I'm having a hard time getting this to stick. There we go. Okay. These are going to be our new forges, so just the ways to get your items. So I'm going to show you the items soon, but these are just forges. You need forges to be able to get your items. So these have to go into our respect. I'm going to have to sort all my primal stuff. I'm not looking forward to it, because I have to resort all of this now to figure out where it all fits and goes and all that. It'll be fine. But then we have this over here. If I can open this up. And we have our equipment, and then we have our cards. And then I have to throw out all the plastic on the floor behind me, because all this stuff is just, well, it's garbage now. Not this, the plastic. Okay, so let's take a look at some cards over here. Not everything, but we'll go through some. Our Great Spear. When you move, deal 1 damage, max once per round. I like that. I like the moving around there. Let's try to zoom in a bit more. Oops. I always go the wrong way at first. We have our, our Molten Shard. Increase the damage when you play a red card. Increase the damage attack deals by 1 for each other red card in your sequence. Increase damage by 1 for each other red card in your sequence. Wait, that's the same ability. Okay, wait, is that the same? Increase the damage your attack deals by 1 for each other. Oh no, that's each other red card. That's each other offensive card. Okay, even better. You may discard up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. Molten Shard gains +1 damage for each card discarded this way until the end of this turn. And then increase the damage attack deals by 2 for each other. Okay, that's pretty powerful. While your Pierce level is 2 or higher, your hand size limit is increased by 1. Okay, so we have a Pierce level. I'm guessing that's going to be this track on the board over here. Okay, so we have that track, which I'll have to read how that works. But we have, while your Pierce level is 2 or higher, your hand size limit is increased by 1. I love that. Increase your hand size limit by 1. While you're in the front sector, you may spend to guard another player instead of discarding a card with the corresponding keyword. Okay, these are fun. Start, you may reveal 3 or more cards of the same color from your hand. If you do, increase your Pierce level by 1, and you play 2 blue cards, remove a struggle. 2 offensive cards, you remove, okay, you may reveal 3 or more cards from your hand. If you do, increase your Pierce level by 1. This lets you increase your Pierce level quickly, which means now I want to read what your Pierce level does. So let's just read how that works. This character is powering up. Let's take a look at her. She has expansion. New rules. Pierce. Zarya can unleash devastating piercing attacks, which must be prepared for by building up her Pierce level over the course of the fight. The Pierce track, 0 to 4, on your hunter board, keeps track for your current Pierce level during the setup of the game. Place your Pierce marker. When you play 2 blue cards, increase your Pierce level by 1 to a maximum of 4. Move the marker accordingly. When playing Zarya, you have following Pierce ability. When you play a red card, if your Pierce level is 4, you may choose to deal your piercing damage instead of the base weapon damage. If you do, reset your Pierce level to 0. Okay, when you're using your piercing damage, okay, so she has cards. Okay, we need to find a card over here. Where's a card? Zarya's weapon cards feature a specific piercing damage value. There we go. Okay, so what you have here is as you do when your piercing level is higher, instead of doing 4 damage, you deal 12. So you have the higher numbers on your spears. So instead of doing 7 on this level 3, you deal 40. That's pretty cool. So you can power up your piercing level to 4, then deal your piercing damage because a large devastating attack, and then reset your pierce level to 0 after the attack. There are certain monsters or scenarios or whatnot that have your tokens, have your damage doesn't carry over, so you have to time that too. When using your piercing damage, apply any damage bonuses as normal. The piercing damage value replaces your base weapon damage for that. I like it a lot. I like this. What's our spear? Okay, so we also have a war drum tack over here, a war drum track. Okay. Okay, cool. I like this. Star Lance, you may reveal 3 or more cards of the same color. Increase your Pierce level. Okay, let's take a look at one more over here. We have our Arcane Strike, okay. While the top card of your discard pile has guard, any attack is reduced by 1. When you avoid attrition damage, deal 3 damage for each yellow in your sequence. So very defensive, very different over there. And then we have our War Drums, which we'll read soon, okay. Now I'm not going to go through all the cards, just going to look at a few. Guardian, when you guard a player, deal your base, these are your mastery cards over here. When you guard a player, deal your base weapon damage or draw 1. Okay, that's useful. Your sequence limit is increased by 1. When you reclaim a card, deal damage ignoring the monster's shield. Okay, deal weapon damage ignoring. That's fun. Okay. Tornado, when you move, draw 1, then discard a card. I'm not going to read all that. Pierce Master, your piercing damage is increased by 5. When you deal your piercing damage, search your discard pile for blue and add to your hand. Blue-red, increase your pierce level by 1. That's very powerful. Vanguard, while you're the aggro player, you may play a red card even if the monster is protected. When you play an aggro, if that card is a green or yellow, draw 1. If it's a red or blue, deal your weapon damage. Spear Dance, your sequence limit is increased by 1. And then you have combos, draw 1 and increase the damage your attack deals by 2 weapon damage, or remove 2 struggle. These are fun. Cool. And then you have all the various abilities. You have your starter abilities over here. Let's try to look at some cooler abilities that come from middle. Guard, Reclaim 2. If you're in a flank sector, deal X weapon damage, where X equals your current pierce level. Oh, that's fun. You can flank. Oh, I like her. I want to build a deck around her. Okay, finisher. If your pierce level is 3 or higher, increase the weapons damage this attack deals by 3. If you're in a flank sector, increase your pierce level by 1. I want to build a deck all around her. She's my vibe. I like this. All right, cool. Let's take a look at our other character, Rhythm. Dust beats a war rhythm on his drum that boosts the damage of the ally's attack, becomes a powerful source of card draw for himself. When playing just the rhythm track on your hunter board, again 0 to 3, tracks your rhythm level. During the setup of the game, place the rhythm on the 0. When you discard a card from your hand matching the color of the topmost card in your discard pile, increase your rhythm level by 1. So you have to discard a card matching the color of the topmost card in your discard pile. If the rhythm level is already at 3, draw 1 instead. Just can spend this rhythm to power his allies. When another player plays a red card in their sequence, you may grant an inspiration bonus based on their current rhythm level. If you do, reset your rhythm level to 0. Inspiration bonus is a damage boost you can grant to an ally's attack based on your rhythm. If your rhythm level is 2, increase the damage attack deals by 2 weapon damage, weapon level. If your rhythm level is 3, increase the damage attack deals by 6 weapon level. If your rhythm level is 0 1, no inspiration bonus can be granted. Do you spend that? If you do, reset your rhythm level to 0. Okay, so you want to get your rhythm to at least 2, maybe 3, and then you can reset it down to 0. That's it. And then you have rhythm combo, and then you have other various keywords. Okay, fine. Okay, that's the main stuff over here. And there's like deck lists and hunter things and all that stuff. All right, so less excited by that. Very supportive character, which I like that. I like playing support characters as well. I just really like the piercing aspect. That said, I'm also realizing that I play Primal primarily. I like the film playthroughs we've been doing on the channel have been myself and Meg. And she likes weapon damage, so I may be relegated to support just because. Anyways, we have War Drum over here. So we have War Drum, draw 1, increase the damage the attack deals by 1. Lava Drum, when you empty your deck, Lava Drum gets +1 damage, max 2 times per game, then suffer burning if Lava Drum's damage is 4. That's fun, okay, fine. We have, let's take a look at a Maelstrom. Start, recycle a card, then draw 1 and heal 1, okay. Then we have recycle 2, draw 1 and heal 2. We have, let's take a look at this one over here. So level 3 on this, if we can get to it. Oh, this is a level 3. Jungle Beat. Start, you may discard a behavior card in play and replenish its behavior slot with the top card of the behavior deck. If you do, the monster gains an acceleration. Choose a player to draw 1. That player may immediately move without paying any stamina costs. Okay, that's very flexible. Vine Drum. Start, if the top card of this pile is a green or a red, add it to your hand. Oh, I like that. Then choose another player to add the top card of their discard pile to their hand. That's a lot of flexibility on that one. Let's take a look at the Celestial Drum, level 3 as well. A legendary, when a stance card is revealed, increase your rhythm level by 1. Choose a player to heal 2 and flip a ballista to its loaded state. Okay, that's fun. Let's take a look at their that's their weapons. I'm not as inspired. I like it, but I really like the Pierce. Rousing Rhythm over here. When you discard this card from your hand, choose another player to draw 1. So this is a strong support character. Assist, search your discard pile for a red, reshuffle it back into your deck. In Dollar March, assist, you may reveal 2 reds from your hand. If you do, choose a weapon to get plus weapon damage until the end of this round. Then we have some wounds over here, which we don't need those. Pulse Breaker. Taunt, copy the ability of a card with resonance in your discard pile. That's very flexible. I like that. I like the ability of being able to pull that. Then we have increased the rhythm level by 1. Discard a behavior card in play. Replenish the behavior slot with the top card of the behavior deck. The monster gains 1 struggle. That can be some of their cards. So honestly, both new characters, happy to have. One I think is super, super cool. And the other I think is cool. That's where it is. Now I do play as them. I will say all of the characters have their own flavor that I really enjoy. I keep dropping it in sideways. All of the characters have their own flavor that it keeps going in sideways. Why can I not get this into? Is it not supposed to go that way? I think it is. No, maybe not. Maybe it's supposed to go in sideways. That's why it keeps dropping in sideways. That makes more sense now because it's supposed to go in sideways. Anyways. That is your unboxing and rambling, mostly informative, unfortunately, for better or for worse, of Primal and all the new content for it. You can check it out. I'll link to it down below, by the way. I'll link to the website, the pre-order things. You can get all the stuff. I'm sure there'll be gameplays coming of this stuff, of some of the new content. I'll figure out which biomes to play as and which characters to play as. But until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing of Primal: The Awakening. And as always, I hope you have a good one.